Hi everyone, I'm Victor Assad. I am the author of Hack Recruiting, and Hack Recruiting is my new book. And I'm telling HR people and CEOs that HR now has the same technology available to marketing to build brand, find new job applicants, and really improve the employee experience. And also with these technologies, there's all sorts of advantages for HR, and then all of the data that's collected. This is a new era for HR, and I'm really pleased to be talking about it. And I'm especially pleased today to be talking with Beth White. Beth has been in HR, a practitioner for over 20 years, and now she has founded her own company. It's called MeBeBot, and she is the chief bot. Well, Beth, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Victor.
Your HR experiences and why you founded this company.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, a big plug to Victor's book, Hack Recruiting. It's fabulous. I've been reading it over the last month and just wrote a review on Amazon. It's awesome. So,
Thank you for that.
Yeah. And as far as MeBeBot's concerned, I, like you said, have been in the HR profession for over 20 years. I started in many different facets of HR, from recruiting to benefits to employee relations, total rewards and compensation, all the different areas.
You've covered the gamut.
Yes, I definitely have. I have. And in that, I learned a lot about the different types of processes, tools that HR people use to do their jobs. And it's been wonderful to see a lot of evolution of those tools over time. I did have a departure from HR for about 7 years where I worked in the retail technology space.
Okay.
And what I learned in working for retail technology is they paid a lot of attention to their customers.
Right.
They wanted to know who their customers were.
Yeah.
They wanted to know about their shopping habits.
Yes.
They wanted to know which channels they shopped in, whether it be online, e-commerce, mobile, in-store, what have you. And so in learning more holistically about the consumer, it was amazing how retailers were able to take technology and actually use that to their benefit.
Right.
And so in doing so, they had really driven better revenues for themselves once they had a holistic view of their actual customer. In thinking about how to apply new technologies to HR, we think a lot about, best practices from other industries. So when I realized that HR had made a lot of advancements over the years, however, we had kind of come to a little bit of what I call a little bit of a stalemate where we kind of stalled out. And meanwhile, there were very cool technologies coming out with chatbots being used to help out consumers. And of course, the advent of AI and its maturity in the marketplace. And basically, MeBeBot was born out of this concept of how can you take that consumer-like experience and bring it inside the organizations and introduce AI technologies and chatbots to not only benefit employees, but also the HR teams as well, in creating levels of efficiency and productivity so that we can do what we do best, which is work with people and strategically partner with the business to work on initiatives that really take a lot of concentration and thought, and therefore some of our other low-hanging fruit types of aspects of our job, which is employee self-service or customer service, we can leave that to a chatbot to help our employees out and better their experience while also freeing up our time as HR professionals.
Sounds great. Well, I love this. Tell me, how does this technology work?
Yeah, that's $1 million question. It's like, how does this work? So it's very simple, actually. Employees are utilizing a lot of new tools to do their jobs today. We have Slack and Microsoft Teams and other collaboration tools that allow people to get out of their email and into other systems that actually help them communicate better to their coworkers, work on projects in a collaborative way. So what we do is we have 3 components to our solution. The first component is the chatbot itself. That actually lives inside those collaboration tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams. It can also be embedded inside web pages for those companies that may not have those tools enabled yet. And that's a piece that the employee interacts with. So we call that the HR Talk Bot.
Okay.
And then to make the experience very easy for an HR team to implement and to get up and running, what we've created is an employee experience administrative portal. So this is the tool that the HR team uses. It's a web browser-based system that allows HR to actually drive the kind of content that their employees see within their HR Talkbot.
Okay.
Today, the HR Talkbot handles over 200 frequently asked questions that have also been.
That's a good number.
Yes, it is. And believe it or not, there's about 10 that get asked most often, and then others do get asked over time as well. But we really want to be the one-stop kind of source of information for employees about HR, right? So, and when we have this chatbot on the front end for the employees and allow HR the ability to control a bit of the dialogue served up to the employees, we really have this great employee experience.
Okay.
But it doesn't stop there. So there's a third component, which is the AI. And this is where the AI comes in. So the whole solution sits on top of a foundation of AI technologies that actually leverage cognitive thinking services, natural language processing, and machine learning. Those are three main components of AI.
Yes.
And what we've done at MeBeBot is we've actually pre-tested and trained a lot of this content to be understanding what different kinds of users or employees may ask of the chatbot. So that when an HR team wants to go live with our solution, they can be up and running in weeks versus months. Like some
that's
other
quite
solutions.
an advantage.
It is an advantage because I do see HR teams struggle to get started on new technology projects because they find them cumbersome and time-consuming. And when we can enable them with technology to get up and running quicker, then they will have the benefits of these solutions faster within their organizations.
Terrific. That's excellent. Well, tell me about your recent feedback from clients. I know you've been out working with a client just last week. So what are some of the success stories?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite success stories is a company called E2 Open, and they have about 2,400 global employees.
Global, okay.
Yeah, so they've been on this crazy acquisition path. And if anyone's been in HR and at a company where you're in this mode of acquiring other companies, you know how stressful that makes your life in HR.
Right.
So they enabled the HR Talkbot almost a year ago. In fact, I think the anniversary date is the 29th of August. So they've been almost up and running for a year, utilizing their chatbot to answer HR frequently asked questions. So prior to using the HR Talkbot, all the questions just came into various people in HR. They did not have a centralized call center. They did not even have a centralized email box. So it was very distracting, especially in the times of acquisition, because it's like, I call it like Groundhog Day. You have about 150, 200, 500 new hires all starting on the same day when you do an acquisition. So the HR team was able to scale with these acquisitions. They reduced the call volume that came into HR by 75%. So that freed them up to really do things that were more impactful, like welcome these new employees from these companies that have been acquired. Make sure they understand about the new company culture and feel welcomed, and also have an understanding of what their new role will be, organizational structure, and just all the things to overcome that happen.
And these new employees, they were comfortable using a chatbot?
Oh, absolutely. And it was definitely part of the onboarding process for these companies that were being acquired. So.
Excellent. Terrific. Well, do you have any like before and after measures with some of your customers?
Yeah, that's mostly what we focus on today is, we will walk into an organization, and if they haven't tracked or managed this, which is often the case in HR, where they have never really tracked how many times they are interrupted during a day for frequently asked questions, or how many do flow into the organization that are routine and could be answered through a chat bot. So the first thing we ask them to do is to take a measurement of it over a course of a month, just to get a snapshot. And then we implement the solution. And over time, we're seeing at least a 50% reduction, if not greater. Because employees...
That's a lot of time back to HR.
It is. It really is. I mean, it may be hours, each day per person, but over the course of a year, that's a true ROI cost savings for an organization.
Yeah, that is huge. Well, for you, what is the ideal client, I should say, for MeBeBot?
That's a great question because, honestly, every company could utilize the HR TalkBot, but I think there's certain organizations that may feel the pain that we can solve greater. We tend to find that organizations between 500 and 10,000 employees that have not yet enabled a self-service center, or like a business center that the employees contact, that may be a good sweet spot for seeing the benefit. Even some of the solo HR practitioners can see a benefit because they're out there all by themselves, working to service the needs of their employees and probably doing recruiting and other business strategy, so they can see a benefit. But really, kind of the mid-sized market is really best served with the HR TalkBot product today. However, we have globalized the product as well. I know a lot of our customers have not only people inside the U.S., but they may have employees in other countries. We have internationalized our product, so it's able to answer questions in other countries as well. So that's also a good fit for us and for other
multiple languages?
Right now, we're currently in English. However, with the technology that we sit on top of, there is the ability to enable a translation tool, so that if someone writes in a native language, this solution can translate it to English, perform the natural language processing, return an English answer, translate it back into the native language.
That's powerful.
It is powerful. It is powerful.
That's amazing, thinking about what technology can do there.
Absolutely.
Terrific. So, what advice do you have for organizations looking to purchase digital technology for HR, like MeBeBot?
Right. Well, that's a great question also, Victor, because I think just proposing it as digital technology, this is solutions that frankly need to be thought about across an organization. I see a new job title popping up, Chief Digital Strategy Officer often, Chief Information Strategy Officer, Digital Transformation Officer. I mean, these are, planting seeds for things to come, because I think organizations need to think holistically about their employee experience and, first of all, understand the needs of all the different organizations, which is hard. However, if organizations want to just take a look at HR, first step would be to definitely define what are some of the core business problems that need to be solved, and think about ways that you can solve them. I love the concepts of design thinking. We use a lot of agile development methodology in the way we build products, but I encourage and I teach a workshop with a partner on design thinking for HR, where we talk a lot about, understanding and empathizing with the users, iterating on design, coming up with prototypes, testing, and then just constantly training the model. So understanding that it's a process that we're going through, I think, is key, and that to get all good ideas out will bring great solutions to your organization.
Terrific. What obstacles do you hear from some of your potential clients to implementing technology like this?
A lot of times it's a matter of, they're thinking about not only a solution for today, but they're building out a strategy for the future, which is hard. And one of the key factors that we talk about is it can be overwhelming when you think about AI, and there's a lot of misconceptions about what is artificial intelligence.
Right.
But frankly, the beauty with chatbots is they're very easy to implement.
Yeah.
They're low cost. So a lot of times we suggest, of course, it's an easy first step on a path to leveraging AI technologies within organizations.
Yeah.
Other factors that we hear besides just being, not sure how to begin is budgetary constraints.
Yeah.
And we understand this. I mean, being in HR for so many years, I understand how costs are factors.
Well, it's a big issue.
And we do think about things about the employee experience crosses over every department. Every department needs employees that are feeling fulfilled. They have a direction in the career path. And to me, that is the employee experience and should be thought about in a more holistic manner.
Sure.
And so in breaking down some of the silos between departments, such as IT and operations and HR, and sharing dollars for solutions that are for the employee experience, I think can be a way to overcome that obstacle.
Okay, I like that thinking. Well, what's next for you and MeBeBot?
Oh, we have so many things happening right now. It's a very exciting time. We will be at the HR Tech Conference this year.
Great.
And we're looking forward to
see
participating with you and seeing you at promote your book, which would be fabulous. We'll have a panel discussion at the HR Tech Conference. I myself will also be participating in a local chapter meeting of SHRM here in the Austin area, presenting HR's readiness for AI to a chapter in the Williamson County area of Austin.
Great.
So, and then we have a lot of different initiatives coming with our product direction. So we're working with key innovation partners today, looking at additional future modules for the HR TalkBot, as well as integrations to back-end systems of record. Okay,
so hang on to all that data.
Yeah.
That's what I heard there.
Yep,
good.
Definitely.
Well, excellent. Well, this has been a fun conversation. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Victor.
And check out MeBeBot and go online to Amazon and check out my book, Hack Recruiting. Thank you. We'll be back soon.